Hello, hi, a very happy good evening. So this is Krishna Ma'am and we've been talking about the story of life on earth, and that's biology. So today we, as a part of the Let's Discuss series, so we have been discussing sample paper and I've been discussing 50 questions of botany since now. So today we're going to start the discussion for zoology. So I have divided the zoology into two sessions. So for part 1, I'll be discussing 25 questions and part 2, I'll be discussing 25 questions. So let's see how easy the zoology questions are compared to botany. I hope so. Let's see how much you are able to answer. So question 1, which of the following is responsible for the red tides? So if you can remember from which chapter this comes from, so this comes from the chapter of biological classification. So where you have the kingdom Protista, right? So Gonelex gives you the red tides. Right. So question 2, here we go. The characteristic features of 𝗂𝐴𝐴𝐻𝐴𝐿 are. So this question comes from the chapter Animal Kingdom, and if you know 𝗂𝐴𝐴𝐻𝐴𝐿, they come under the 4th phyla. The first phyla is Porphyra, then you have Coelenterata, Ctenophora, Platyhelminthes, and then 𝗂𝐴𝐴𝐻𝐴𝐿, probably the 5th. Right. So 𝗂𝐴𝐴𝐻𝐴𝐿 have one significant point that you have to remember, that is they are pseudo-coelomates. So where are pseudo-coelomate coming? Here and here. So directly you can eliminate these two options and look for the pseudo-coelomate. So now look radially symmetrical, but 𝗂𝐴𝐴𝐻𝐴𝐿 are bilaterally symmetrical. So what are bilateral symmetry? They give you equal right and left halves. So they are triploblastic, that is they have 3 levels of organization: ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderm. So this is the right answer. Okay, so here we go to the next one, question 3. So X is the second largest phylum of animal kingdom. So the chapter name is here. Which of the following feature correctly identify X? So which is the first largest phylum of your animal kingdom? So that is your phylum Orthopoda. Right? The second largest phylum is the phylum Molluscus. Right? So which of the following identifies correctly? So in molluscus you have a mouth-like organ for feeding, that is radula. Alright. So we go to question 4. The type of development seen in Periplaneta americana. So Periplaneta americana is your cockroach. It's the binomial name of your cockroach. So this question comes from this chapter, Structural Organization in Animals. Okay, so the developmental type here is Parometabolous. Okay, so here we go to the next one, question 5. Which among the following lines the proximal convolutal tubule of nephron in your kidney? So that is PCT. Which of the following tissues lines your PCT? So this is from your human physiology, excretory substance and their elimination. Okay, so this is done by simple cuboidal brush border epithelial cells. So question 6, I have a figure. So the given structure is of what? So this question comes from your nitrogen base. So this can be from biomolecules as well. This can be from molecular bases of inheritance as well. So when you have two ring structures, it is your purines, right? So purines include adenine and guanine. So the option is cytidyllic acid. So this is nitrogenous base. But when I write acid, it is a nucleotide. So it's definitely not cytine and uracil because it is not a pyrimidine. But can it be adenylinic acid or adenylin? So adenylinic acid includes adenine plus your sugar plus the phosphate. So here you have neither the sugar nor the phosphate, so it is simply adenine. So please be careful while you're solving this. So question 7, so which of the following enzyme catalyzes the joining of bond between carbon and oxygen, carbon and sulfur, carbon and nitrogen? So this is again from biomolecules, you have the nomenclature of enzymes. So the joining is done by ligase. So in a replication also the joining is done by DNA ligase, right? So question 7, the food that gives more calories per unit mass. So this question comes from digestion and absorption of food products. So that is fat. Fat gives you more energy. Okay. So question 8, okay, 9, gastric juice of infant contains. So there are two proteins. So again, this is clear. This comes from the chapter digestion and absorption. So there are two types of proteins. One is pepsin, the other one is renin. So pepsin breaks down proteins in adult and milk protein is renin. So definitely renin should be there. So wherever renin is, that is the answer. So renin is here. This renin comes in the kidney, right? Angiotensin-renin mechanism. So the answer should be option A. So you don't have to be particularly accurate about which option is right. If you know how to eliminate the options, you can easily do it. So question 10, a person with the habit of cigarette smoking is diagnosed with X. Symptoms of this disease includes collapsed alveolar wall, loss of elasticity, inflated lungs, etc. Identify the disease. So if you're able to identify, this question comes from the chapter breathing and exchange of gas. So where we have the disorders of the respiratory system. So smoking causes emphysema where the alveolar walls are damaged. Okay, so we go further. Question 11. If an athlete has stroke volume of 95 ml and his heartbeat is 80 beats per minute, then the cardiac output is. So the question comes from body fluids and circulation. Yes. So what is the formula? So cardiac output is equal to stroke volume into heartbeat. So stroke volume, it is given 95 ml. The heartbeat is given 80 beats per minute. So if you do, it will be 7,600 ml. So the answer is straight away 7,600 ml. So question 12. So which of the following statement correctly identifies the condition erythroblastolysis fetalis? Again, the question is from body fluids and circulation. So this condition happens when the mother is negative, RH negative, and the baby is RH positive. The RH negative blood of the mother forms specific antibodies against the RH positive fetus. Okay, so we go to question 13. The amount of urea excreted per day is 25 to 35 grams, a straightforward question. So this comes from excretory substance and their elimination. So that is the chapter. So question 14. In kidneys, JGA is a special sensitive region. It is formed at the junction between the DCT and the afferent arteriole. And it releases what? Renin, R-E-N-I-N. So which is the right answer? Option C. Again, this question comes from the chapter excretory products and their elimination. So we come to question number 15, So which of the following is a flat bone on the ventral midline of the thorax? So this comes in locomotion and movement. The second half where we talk about the bones of the axial skeleton. So that is sternum. Is it not easy? So how much time do you need to solve the 25 questions? Much less, right? So which of the following is or not a part of the upper limb? So radius comes in the hand, tibia does not come, fibula does not come, femur is your thigh bone, ulna, humerus, scapula, clavicle comes in the upper girdle. So patella is your kneecap, pubis, ilium, sacrum does not come. So count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 does not come in the upper arm, right? So question 17. Limbic lobe consists of what are the structure? Hippocampus, amygdala, hippocampus, corpora, quadrigemina, hypothalamus and cerebellum, amygdala and corpus callosum. The actual answer is the hippocampus, amygdala along with the cerebral hemisphere. But since cerebral hemisphere is not given here, don't go with any other option. It is hippocampus and amygdala only. Alright. So we go to question 18. When a neuron is not conducting any impulse, the axonal membrane is. So this question comes from neural control and coordination. So I have a neural membrane. In the resting state, you have more positive ions on the outside and you have more negative ions on the inner side. You also have more K+ ions here and Na+ ions here. So it becomes more permeable to Na+? No. It becomes impermeable to negatively charged proteins. Negatively charged proteins is on the inner side, right? So permeable to the negatively charged proteins, yes. When it is resting, it allows only the negatively charged proteins. So this will be the answer. Yes, sir. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining my session. So please do like, share and subscribe. So question 19, which of the following is not a gastrointestinal hormone? Vasopressin, because vasopressin is a pituitary hormone, but it is produced by your hypothalamus. Okay, so here we come to question 20. So tapeworm is unisexual, bisexual, hermaphrodite, both B and C. So tapeworm comes under the phyla Platyhelminthes. So in Platyhelminthes, the sexes are not separate. That is, the male and the female sex are present in the same organism. So it is a hermaphrodite species and it is also bisexual. That is, two sexes are present together. So the right answer is the right answer is, it should be unisexual. So bi is 2, so it means there are two different species. So it should be unisexual, only one sex or only one organism is there which has both the sexes. So the right answer is both A and C. Okay. So next question, question 21. A butterfly myocyte contains 380 chromosomes. What would be the chromosome number in the gamete? So this question comes from Reproduction in Organism, the first chapter in class 12. Okay, so 380 chromosomes in the myocyte. So myocyte is the gamete mother cell. So it has 2n, right? So when it is producing gamete, so it will be half of it. The half of it here is 190. So the right answer will be 190. Okay, so the next question, identify the given figure. It's damn easy, it's blastula. So this is your inner cell mass and the outer layer is your trophoblast. So this is a step right before your implantation on the endometrium. Okay, so here we go to question 23. Given below is a flow chart and you have to identify the route of the sperm transport. So seminiferous tubules, then it comes to rete testis, then to vasa efferentia. Then you have the epididymis, vas deferens, right? And finally, it comes through the urethra. So now, which is matching with the answer? This one. So it is option C, right? So coming to question number 24, which autoimmune disorder affects the neuromuscular junction leading to fatigue and paralysis of the skeletal muscle? So this question comes from locomotion and movement. So which affects neuromuscular junction and autoimmune disease? So you have two clues. It is myasthenia gravis. Tetany is a muscle spasm problem. Muscular dystrophy is the hereditary disease in the dystrophin gene, and gout is due to the inflammation of uric acid. So the last question for the day, which microbe produces bioactive cyclosporin A that is used as an immunosuppressive agent in organ transplant patient? So this is Trichoderma polysporum and this comes from the chapter from class 12, that is microbes in human welfare. So how quickly we solve 15-25 questions? Was it tough? So please sit down, solve as many sample papers as you can within a stipulated time so that you're able to manage time and you improve on your speed and your conceptual understanding. Alright. So with this we are done solving 25 questions for today. So if you genuinely like the session, so please do like, share and subscribe and join me on Monday for the remaining 25 questions. Okay. So thank you and have a great weekend ahead. Thank you.